Hello, I am Johannes Cadiz and we will explore the evolution of the world. And this is the amazing world. According to Alfred Wegener, the evolution of the world started with Pangaea and got separated that we call it now as continents. And based on Charles Darwin, we evolved from our ancestors, which are the animals. The continental drift theory of Alfred Wegener began with Pangaea and got split into two that we call it Laurasia and Gondwana land. And it got separated into 7 continents that we know today. But how do these continents move? We will ask our geologist today, Dr. Juan Paulo Monteser.
Plate tectonic theory had its beginning in 1915 when Alfred Wegener proposed his theory of continental drift.
Basically, plate tectonics is the theory that Earth's outer shell is divided into several plates that glide over the mantle, the rocky inner layer above the core. The plates act like a hard and rigid shell compared to Earth's mantle. This strong outer layer is called the lithosphere, which is 100 kilometers thick according to Encyclopedia Britannica. The lithosphere includes the crust and outer part of the mantle. Below the lithosphere is the asthenosphere, which is malleable or partially malleable, allowing the lithosphere to move around. How it moves around is an evolving idea.
Now, because with plate tectonics, we found this leaf that is something to do with the continental drift. Now, let's ask a forensic to analyze this leaf for us.
This is a Glossop leaf.
Glossop, genus of fossilized woody plants known from rocks that have been dated to the Permian and Triassic periods, deposited on the southern supercontinent of Gondwana. Glossop occurred in a variety of growth forms. Its most common fossil is that of a tongue-shaped leaf with prominent midrib and reticulate venation. Glossop leaves are commonly found in thick mats, and thus some authorities speculate that the plants were deciduous. It reproduces by seeds and a tremendous variety of both ovule-bearing and pollen-bearing reproductive structures are born of uncharacteristic Glossopteris leaves. Before the last of this group finally succumbed to extinction at the end of the Triassic period, Glossopteris became one of the major features of the flora of Gondwana. The distribution of this plant was among the first evidence for continental drift. Now we've seen the continental drift, let's explore now the theory of evolution of Charles Darwin. Now we will interview some naturalists who supports the theory of evolution of Charles Darwin.
In biology, homology is the existence of shared ancestry between a pair of structures or genes in different taxa. The forelimbs of widely differing mammals, such as humans, bats, and deers, are homologous. The form of construction and number of bones in their limbs are practically identical, and they represent adaptive modifications of the forelimb structure from their common early mammalian ancestors. And the analogous structures, which on the other hand can be represented by wings of birds and of insects. The structure are used for flight in both types of organisms, but they have no common ancestral origin at the beginning of their evolutionary development.
The evolution of mankind started with hominid and became a human later on. According to the savanna hypothesis, early tree-dwelling hominids may have been pushed out of their homes as environmental changes caused the forest region to shrink and the size of the savanna expand. These changes, according to the savanna hypothesis, may have caused them to adapt to living on the ground and walking upright instead of climbing. Hominids continue to evolve and develop unique characteristics. Their brain capacities increased, and approximately 2.3 million years ago. A hominid known as Homo habilis began to make and use simple tools. By a million years ago, some hominid species, particularly Homo erectus, began to migrate out of Africa into Eurasia, where they began to make other advances like controlling fire. Though there were once many kinds of hominids, only one remains: Homo sapiens. Extinction is a normal part of evolution, and scientists continue to theorize why other hominid species didn't survive. We do have some clues as to why some species were less successful at surviving than others, such as inability to cope with competition for food, changes in climate, and volcanic eruptions.
And there we have it, guys. Always remember that no matter what our beginning, we stand still in the present to change our future. Again, this is Johannes Cadiz, and this is Amazing World.